And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. I am sitting in front of a game of Mage Knight, specifically the Volkare's Quest scenario. That is part of the, it's pretty much the second scenario recommended in the Lost Legion expansion. And I have everything set up and ready to go. Wasn't going to film this, but before I started, I just felt like, you know what, let's put this on camera because maybe I have a premonition of something heroic happening, or maybe I'll just if it goes bad, then I'll just start over and film another game another day. But right now, Volkare's Quest is unique in that, unlike Solo Conquest, unlike Volkare's Return, the entire board is laid out. This is our fixed map. The map changes based on how many players. Obviously, this is set up for a solo game, but this is it. So all of the tiles are in fixed positions. They're going to move all the tokens for the enemies, and we have 8 countryside tiles. 3 of them are revealed because we're using the B side of the portal tile, and we have 6 core tiles. 2 of those core tiles are city tiles, and 1 of the tiles here is Volkare's camp. Now, I did put the dragon and I put the orc on Volkare's camp just for thematic reasons, and I wanted to, but ultimately we are never getting there. We are not sieging that camp. Instead, Mr. Volkare is, I call him Mr. I like to show respect for my elders. He is going, I assume he's older than me. He is going to come down this whole map, and he is going to try to get on this portal. And if he makes a move action while on that portal, he wins and we lose. Additionally, if he gets to within 3 spaces of that portal, exactly 3. This is one of the weirdest rules of the scenario. Someday, someone smarter than me is going to explain to me why this exists. It seems kind of nonsensical and dumb to me, but it is what it is. If I am standing on the portal space when Volkare gets exactly 3 spaces away, I am eliminated at that point as well. In the alternative, how do the players win? The players need to siege Volkare's entire legion. And Volkare's legion, this is a level 8 Volkare. I'm playing at the lowest settings on this scenario. His legion has 1 city garrison, 1 keep garrison, 2 marauding orcs, and 2 draconum. That is quite the array of enemies. In addition, remember, when you face Volkare, you will roll a die, and Volkare himself will also get in a good whack at you, and he has arcane immunity, so he is immune to any effects that would say, hey, you can't attack me. So we got a lot going on. Just to familiarize yourself with what's going on here, again, we have our fame and our reputation board over here. I have my skill set. I randomly chose the skills of another player, another hero that's not in this game. So these are Norawas's skills. I have the 2 round order tokens, 1 for Volkare, 1 for me. We have our wound deck. We have our artifact deck. I put a token on there, a little stone on there, to remind me not to pull from that, because the advanced skill deck is here. The spell deck is here. This is Volkare's deck. Now, since I am playing, I forget what they call the lowest mode. It is the fair race level. The fair race level. This is made up of the 16 skills from Norawas's deck, the 4 cooperative spell cards, 1 of each color, and 20 wound cards. And we'll explain what they do as we go. I have my card here with my initial shield and my 1 command token to start the game. We have our unit offer, and we have our source. All of that has been set. It's all been random. I just rolled these dice before I started filming. So we have 1 black mana, a green, a white, and a red. Now you will notice, hey, why are there 4 dice and 4 units when this is a solo game? Again, in Volkare's Return and Volkare's Quest, Volkare is considered a player, unlike a dummy player in the Solo Conquest. So instead of getting the number of actual players plus 2, you get the number of actual players plus 3, or you plus Volkare plus 2. All right, so we have 4 dice, which does make for a lot more flexibility in the dice, and we have 4 units. One of those units, before I forget, is going to be indecisive. I rolled a red, so I'm going to put a red mana token on the indecisive unit. I'm always going to make that the first unit in the top left here. And what that means is if I ever roll a red die, that the and you roll a die every time you pull a card. If I roll a red die, this indecisive unit is going to be so scared by the oncoming onslaught of 2 dragons coming across the countryside to him that he's going to go run away, and he will not be able to be recruited, obviously, and he'll be gone. Now, unlike in Volkare's Return, when you take the indecisive units and add them, or at least metaphorically add them to Volkare's army as another random keep unit, in this situation, everything's a lot more fixed. Right? The map is fixed. Volkare's army will never get bigger. The only difference is that I might lose the opportunity to recruit a certain unit that I really wanted if I roll a red die during a movement. All right. So here's my D deck. I have to leave it over here for the sake of getting everything on camera the way I want it. And the last thing we need to do is we need to pull our unit, our tactics. So here are, well, before we take our tactic, I'm going to draw my opening hand. My hand limit is 5. I get a march. I have concentration. I have threaten. I have rage. And I have rage. I should talk to someone about that. And I have tranquility. Now, looking at where we start. Again, I have 3 countryside tokens that have been flipped over. Right. Oh, I'm missing a ruins token. So on this tile down here, we have a keep. We have a ruin that if I defeat a keep garrison and a monster, we will get an artifact. So it's a little bit tempting. Might be something we do later in the game. We have in the middle tile here, we have a magical glade. We have a deep mine. Oh, there's also a monster den here, which we can get some crystals if we want. So we have a mage tower, so that will have a garrison. And then there's a wall here, and then there's an orc. Over here we have the town, we have a white mine, and we have a keep. Now, one of the things I really like about this setup is having a town so close to this country, to this portal, can really, really help, because that means in the last round, assuming after we've recruited all the units we want to recruit, we will be able to pillage that city, or town, a village, a couple of turns in a row, get a bunch of extra cards, so we will have all the ammunition we need to hopefully successfully take on Volkare and his legion. All right, like in Volkare's Return, when we take a tactic, Volkare will also take a tactic. We will randomly roll for his tactic, and when Volkare takes a tactic, that does not come out of the game. So if he takes a tactic this round, the next day we will still have access to it, which is different than Solo Conquest, where you can really lose out on a tactic that you wanted because you just randomly gave that tactic to Volkare, and that tactic goes bye-bye. So this is tough. I like the units in the unit offer. I'm particularly looking at the Guardian Golems, or the Utum Crossbowmen. I can get the Utum Crossbowmen in the village. One of the things that Volkare's army really brings to the forefront, more so than a normal game of Mage Knight, is having ranged and sieged attack. Ranged and siege attack is massive because Volkare's army, when you're getting them on the countryside, they are not fortified. So therefore, ranged attack is now effective in a way that it sometimes is ineffective to do as much as you would like when you are sieging a city or a keep or anything like that, where you have to actually wait until after the block phase before you can actually use that ranged attack. So it does put one mark of support for the Utham Crossbowmen, but again, we also have the Guardian Golems who have physical resistance, which is a good way to basically just not even have to worry about the attack of the attack of a lot of the orcs. Will give you like a physical attack of 3. So that could really be helpful. Looking at what we have in the unit offer, we have the Swift Bolt, which gives us a range attack 4. We have the Firebolt, which gives us a range attack. These are the stronger effects of these advanced skill cards. That gives us a ranged fire attack 3. We have Decompose, which will help us. I think we turn cards into crystals and certain kind of mechanics there. The spell offer right now is the Burning Shield. It's fire block 4. If it's used as part of a successful block, we get fire attack 4. We have Wings of Wind, which I used in the last video. Really like that card. I might not take it for the sole reason of we've already seen how that mechanic works on this channel, but it's a very, very strong spell. And we have Cure, which is heal 2, and then there is a really cool disease, like the night spell on here. Any blocked enemy has its armor reduced to 1, which is bananas. So if you can load up a block, that's a really, really cool card there. All right, what am I doing? I'm gonna take. It's always hard not to take Great Start. One idea I have, because I could go to that village, try to pillage it. I could go to this mage tower, siege it, get a spell, kill this. Because a lot of what you're doing now, it's like, well, wait, what's going on? Why is Volkare over here? You're here. What you're doing is you're going out. You're trying to do all these things in the countryside. You're trying to get to a core tile so you get some advanced units out there, or elite units out there, and you're trying to get somewhere in like that 35 mark is really nice, and then get back and then basically siege Volkare after you've had some opportunity to beef up. At least that's the plan. So I think I'm going to go straight up, get one of those strong spells. Both Burning Shield and the Cure look great. Draw a card for each one healed for your hand this turn and ready. Each unit heal. Cool. Now Cure could be a really cool card actually. So I'm not sure I've ever I've played it a couple times. I don't think I've ever fully. I played it more for the disease part. I'm not sure I ever used the daytime spell there. So I'm going to take Great Start. We're going to roll for Volkare's tactic. He rolls 4. So that means his turn order token is going to go in front of ours. And now we are good. All right, I'm going to take 5 out of the game. I immediately take 2 cards from my D deck. 1 and 2. And now we'll be able to have Volkare's first turn in 1 second. Alright, so Volkare's turn first. We pull over a wound. What happens when we pull over a wound? We are going to roll the die. So I'm going to take the mana die that I put on Volkare's little token here, and if it's red, we lose that indecisive unit. It is not. It is black. Cool. So I am going to go. We are going to... So my attack isn't great. I do want to see what's in that. That's what's guarding that mage tower. A decent influence card. I just try to get next to it. All right, so I'm spending move. I'm going to power this march, make it a move 4. I'm going to move here and here, and that is going to reveal this garrison. We have a fire golem. He has physical resistance, so he's going to be quite hard to defeat for someone. With my current collection of cards, I would need an attack 8. He's coming in at attack of 3, and he's going to have the brutal ability, so that'd be 3 wounds into my hand, which I'm kind of okay with. The question is, can I get attack 8? Red, white. I can. I'm not going to be able to do it this turn. That's for sure. So I won't, because I need the power. I'm going to definitely need to get some power. I can get a mana here, which will allow me to get the attack 3 from swiftness. So I think it makes some sense to wait until I can get another die from the source to be able to do what I want to do. So I only spent 1 card, which isn't great again, because again, unlike in Solo Conquest, where you are so on top of how much time pressure you're in all the time because you just see the D deck going. In this scenario, it's more on you as a player to manage your deck, and then when you get to the bottom of your deck, you can declare end of round and you can move the game forward. If you take too many turns and you dawdle, you are going to lose. It's just the nature of the game. All right, so I'm going to roll this die, put it back in the source. It is red, and this is going to go into my discard pile, which I will put right there. Volkare's turn, his second turn, he gets another wound, so we're going to roll this die. It is green, so we're good there. My turn. I am going to play Tranquility to draw a card, because I'm not gonna be able to heal anyway, so that's fine. I draw Mana Pull. This is what I needed. Yeah, that's really good for me, I think. Alright. So Mana Pull, Arythea's updated card, and the expansions came out. So normally this card, in everyone else's D deck, there's something similar, and I'm forgetting what the name of the card is, where you can use 2 dice from the source. That is black. Oh, interesting. So there's actually both the regular benefit and the upgrade benefits are much better on Mana Pull for Arythea. So as the basic benefit, so normally you could just take 2 die from the source, but with Arythea, when you have this card, you can take a black die and you can use it to produce mana of any color, which is really strong. And the other effect that we have going on here is you can take 2 mana dice from the source and set them to any color except gold, gain a mana token of each of these colors, so it allows you to really manipulate the mana as you see fit. I know I'm going to need to get an attack 8. I'm definitely not blocking him, which is fine. Tempted if I just move in. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna make me lose this influence card, which doesn't make me that happy. Because if I did 6, 8, and then I'm short on the movement. So I need 3 movement, and I'm getting the 8 attack. So figuring out how I could possibly do that. Unfortunately, I think the only way I'm getting that done is by using every single card in my hand, and I was really hoping to hold on to this threaten card, because then I can get the influence I'm going to need to get those guardian golems for the next turn, but this is going to have to do. So I am going to play Mana Pull. I'm going to power it for the stronger effect. I am then going to take out a I really want there to be a green for next turn, because if I get heal, I need heal 2. I'll probably not get the heal card anyway. That's fine. So I'm gonna take the 2 colors I want are blue and do I want to do that? Math is hard. Hold on, let me put that back. I'm not even sure I can get the 8 I want. I might not be playing that card. Yeah, it's all going to be the same. So I'm going to make this a blue and a green. So I'm powering this with a white. I'm making this a blue and a red, actually. I'm going to take a red. I'm going to take a blue. A green. Nope, I keep messing with my colors. Colors are hard, anyone. I'm going to take a blue. So I turned those 2 dice into mana. I'm going to power move 3. I'm going to take a red. I'm going to take a blue. I'm going to take a red. I'm going to take a blue. 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 I'm going to take the stamina to make it a move 4, so I can get into this keep. Now, since I'm sieging, a Mage Tower. Since I'm sieging a Mage Tower, I'm going to lose a reputation, and then I'm going to take this red mana, power Rage. I'm going to play Concentration to get a white mana, and I'm going to power Swiftness. I'm going to play Threaten Sideways. So I went a little bit ahead of myself there, so sorry about that. Let me walk through it. So the first stage of a combat is I lost a reputation because I'm attacking a fortified site. When I'm attacking a fortified site, I am not blocking him. He is going to attack. He's attacking me 3, but he has a brutal offensive ability, so that's actually going to come in at a 6. I only have 2 armor, so the 2 goes into 6 3 times, so I'm going to take 3 wounds into my hand. After I took my wounds, then I can attack, and I did a few things here. I did Rage Attack 4, I did a Ranged Attack 3. I can combine those 2 attacks. I'm going to play Threaten Sideways and I got this white mana from there to give me a total physical attack of 8. So his physical resistance made this a lot harder, but he is still very, very dead. Bye-bye, Fire Golem, and I get 5 fame for doing that. Ding. These 2, so I'm going to clean up my play area. These 2 dice will go there. This die gets re-rolled. These mana go away. I'm going to take all these cards and we're going to put them into my discard pile. Then we are going to gain our rewards for the battle. So I kind of want Fire Block, although Cure is tempting. This will be fun. I'll take Fire Block. Maybe I'll get them both. Probably not. And then these go down. This gets replaced. Now, ooh, that's an awesome card. Flame Wall is amazing. That is now my new target. So anyway, so I'm going to put a thing here, and now I also have to do my level up. So first thing I'm going to do is flip over the top 2 skills on Arythea's skill deck. Now I can take a wound, use it sideways for 2 of whatever I want. I'm probably going to take that because I already got 3 wounds in my hand. Now I did use that. Remember, Arythea skills were the skills I had available to me when I played the solo Conquest when I was Wolfhawk, and that is a great wound management card that I'm a big fan of. So I think I'm going to end up taking that, and this will go out of the game, so I'm going to take that one, and now I am going to take a Swift Bolt, which gives me a ranged physical attack 4, and I'm going to put this on top of my deck. This comes down, this gets replaced, and we are now going to also add one of the extra skill card, the other skill deck. Again, this is randomly chosen. Okay, so it's Norawaza skills. I'm going to put that skill into play, so that will be available to me the next time I do a level up that gets me a new skill. All right, so that's my turn. I am going to build. I'm going to bring my hand. I'm going to draw up to my hand size, so I get 2 more cards. They're the 2 cards I just got. Funny that, and I think we'll be able to use them actually quite effectively. All right, so now we're going to go to Volkare's third turn. It's another wound. We're going to roll. It's blue, so the indecisive unit stays right there. My turn. I'm going to attack those orcs. I'm going to use this wound as a block 2. I am going to then power up the Burning Shield. That's a block 4. If this card is part of a successful block, you may use it during the attack phase as a fire attack 4. These little orc suckers are dead. I get 1 reputation back, and I get 2 fame, and that goes out of the game. So just managing my fame a little bit, and I was going to have to kill him sooner or later, and the Burning Shield gave me a really good opportunity to do it quite easily. Now additionally, I really want to start drawing some more cards to get there in my deck, so I'm just going to use Swift Bolt and just gain a white crystal to my inventory. And now I just have 2 wounds in my hand, but remember, I can use them as I can play them sideways as 2 of anything. I can do once a turn, which is a really nice skill to get early. So I rolled, that's a white. I clean up my play area. I draw up to my hand size. My hand size is still 5. We get 1, 2, and 3. So it's a nice influence card, and we get determination. So I think we'll be able to make this work. Yes, I think we'll be good there. All right, we're going to do Volkare's 4th turn. It's another wound, which just means there's going to be a bunch of movement later. I rolled a gold, and we are good. Remember, there are 20. Half this deck is wounds, so 4 in a row is not that unheard of. But there will be times where he's just going to be moving around this board like crazy. All right, so I am going to power influence 4. So the card's promise, I'm going to power it. I'm going to get the stronger effect, which is influence 4. I'm going to turn a wound card sideways to give me influence 6. And then in addition, I am going to, these are fine, but not that helpful for where I'm at right now. I'm going to turn determination sideways to get me influence 7, which means I have enough to recruit the guardian golems, and they are going to join my little entourage at the bottom of the screen. All right, turn is over. I'm going to re-roll. So once you do interaction, that is your action for the turn. So that was all she wrote. And now I have only 1 wound left in my hand, thanks to this skill, which I will put back above my Arythea card. And I get to draw up to my hand size, which is 5. And a ton of movement, which is good because I do want to start exploring before this round ends, and then we can see what I can do next round. The 5th wound in a row, we roll this, and still have not managed to. We've still managed to keep this indecisive unit in check, keeping him calm and collected. So, what am I going to do? I am going to power. Use improvisation. Use a stronger effect. So I'm going to discard battle versatility because, oh man, actually. That might, on the off chance that comes in handy, I will save that, because if we see an orc, having that ranged attack could be helpful. So I'm going to power improvisation. It gets me the stronger effect of that. So that's a move 5. So this is move 3 to get into that hill. I believe that's called the hill. I always want to make sure I use the right terminology in these things. Yep, the hills, but there's a wall there, so that wall adds an additional move, right? Oh, and mind you, when I attacked that orc, I also could not have done a ranged attack against that orc either, mind you, because that orc was, since he was behind a wall, he was fortified. I should have explained that earlier, but it just didn't come up. So ranged attack would have been effective. Remember, I blocked. He had a double block thing. That's why I had to block him twice. I probably should have explained that too. So I had to block each individual attack separately, and then he was fully blocked, and then I killed him with that spell effect. All right, so that's movement 5. I'm going to turn this wound sideways to give me movement 7. So it's 3 to get into the hills plus 1 because I'm going across the wall. And the other option, it's a little crazy, but I'll tell you what, that fire flame wall is too good to. I'm at a mage tower, so I'm changing my plan right now. I'm at a mage tower, and I want to make sure I get that card. So I actually am going to keep my movement cards. I do want a lot of movement on my last turn of the round. So I'm going to use improvisation for influence 5, and I'm using that one sideways for influence 7. And oh wait. You need to spend, all right, so when you're, let's think this through. Have an influence 3. Screw it, I'll use all my cards. So I am, when you own a mage tower, right? You can get any spell from the spell offer by spending 7 influence and then a mana of that color. So I am in this mage tower, and I am going to get that. So I can't use, and I still only have access to 1 die from the source, right? So what I'm gonna do is make sure I get that spell, it's super strong, and sometimes you just don't have opportunities to get it back, and it actually burns up a lot of cards in my hand, which isn't the worst thing, because we do want to keep this moving forward. We've already given Volkare 5 turns. He's gonna get a 6th. I don't love that, so let's keep it moving. So improvisation 3. This makes it 4/5, and then I play both those move cards sideways, and I'm gonna just play the red mana. Notice I can't use it to power improvisation. I have to play it separately, and I'm gonna get Flame Wall. Flame Wall is the stronger effect of Flame Wall is just awesome. It's a flame attack 5 or a fire block 7, and the attack or block is increased by 2 for each enemy token you are facing. So that bumped up attack is massive, because if you can block a few of these tokens when you're fighting Volkare, that extra 2 fire attack really adds up. And Volkare, even though he isn't like a token like the rest, and he doesn't have like an armor that you have to defeat, he does count as an enemy you are facing, because he does again take a shot at you, and his attacks can be nasty, and they are all they all have assassin, so they you can't give his wounds off to one of your units. So I'm going to take that because I took that card. I did have to spend, that was during interaction, so that is my action for the turn, and now I'm going to roll, and we get a red back there, and all of these cards go away. Now you saw how strong getting Arythea skill early was. I mean, I basically used turn 3 wounds into 6 points of whatever I wanted, and twice it was influence, and once it was block. That's a really strong skill to have. Obviously you don't want to clog your deck with too many wounds, but also you realize that wounds maybe aren't the worst thing ever. So I pull these 3 cards. We are gonna now give Volkare a turn. It's a 6th wound. That is crazy. I want to make sure. Nope, that's not the wound deck. The wound deck's over here. We're good. We're gonna roll this, and that is fine. And I do have the ability to move a little bit, but maybe I should, because it's going to be 4 movement there, or it's going to be 3. It's going to be 5 movement at night to get into the woods, and I don't. Again, I've taken a lot of turns, and I said this last time. The first thing I put on this site, I just took too many turns, but it is what it is. So we're going to do a move 2 for swiftness. I'm going to play that spell card sideways to get move 3. That allows me to move here, which would give me much better position to move around the board at night. And then I'm going to use this opportunity to get a crystal in my inventory. So I'm going to play a red mana, the amend data from the source, to get a red crystal into my inventory. And I have 2 red spells. So having a red crystal or 2 in my inventory is generally a good idea. Volkare gets a card, so he's actually going to move just a little bit. I'm going to knock the camera a little bit. Looks like it's still lined up. All right, good. So Volkare gets a green. So what happens on green? Volkare is going to move. If you look at these little arrows here, now you will notice that on the card it's not lined up right, which is a little annoying. It's a lot annoying. So I'm trying to show you this. The picture on the card on this just don't match up. This is oriented right, based on the V that's at the bottom here. So he's going to move green. So the green movement is going to make him go there. He moves 1 space. If there's a green mana in the source, which there is, he will re-roll that die, and that is his turn. All right, very exciting stuff for Volkare. I have no cards in my D deck, so I am going to declare end of round. I could have done that last turn, but I chose to get that 1 final move in and get a crystal. And now, since I declared end of round, Volkare is done. He does not get any more turns. Now, if you did have, if you were in a cooperative game, multiplayer game, every other player who hasn't had a turn in that round, would get a turn. But again, it's only me. We're good. Good, get her done. All right, my D deck is shuffled. We are going to take these units. They are all going to go bye-bye. And we're going to put 4 new regular units on the board. So we got Illusionists, another Guardian Golems, another Peasants, Thugs, and the Illusionists are the indecisive unit. We're going to take the turn order tokens off. We're going to flip the source over to the night side, roll these dice. We have a red, a green, and at least 50% are non-basic, so we are going to keep that even though it is a gold and a black. We are going to... Oh, I never replenished the spell offer. We're going to take the very strong card on Wings of Wind, put it on the bottom, and we're going to replace that. And we are going to then take another strong red attack. We're going to take this, put it on the bottom. Now, there are no monasteries on the board, so we don't have to worry about having any advanced actions in the unit offer. So we have replenished the board, and one of the nice things from a upkeep standpoint, and you don't have to worry about adding crystals to Volkare or his deck. His deck is his deck. It stays, and you just go through it as the game goes. Now, at the start of the night, I will draw my 5 cards. I have Swiftness, I have Concentration, I have Mana Pull. I really want a movement card. I really don't have a movement card. Okay, we'll get some movement. That's fine. At least I have this, so I can use this movement again, showing the power of Arythea's wound management skill. So, what do I get to do? All right, I need the Knight skill, tactics. That's the word. When I take this tactic, I get to search my deck for any one card. Yeah, that's fine. I like it. So I'm taking preparation, and we're gonna roll for Volkare. Volkare is going to take number 5. Nope, I took it. Number 5. Nope, he really wants it though. He takes number 3. That means he's gonna go first, and 3 stays in there. 5 is out. So I get to look through my deck for one card, and I know what I want, and it's a little weird. But improvisation, I have some cards I can definitely toss and keep this thing moving. Alright, so Volkare is first again. So we're going to put his token here, my token here, and then for his turn we are going to pull, it's a white. So we're going to look at the Volkare's Quest cheat card. Volkare moves this direction. He does the same thing for white and for blue. And he would re-roll any white die that was in the source for his day. He would re-roll the gold die. But since it's night and there's no white there, we just chill. I'm going to use Arythea's skill to get me a movement 2, which is going to be enough to flip this tile. We have a big rock in front of us. That's always fun. Alright, so we have a monastery, so that means we add an advanced skill to the unit offer. We have a marauding orc, which means we are going to add that jerk to the middle of those walls there. He is double fortified, so it could not even be siege attack because he's fortified, and then he has the fortified symbol on him. We have a cool little refugee camp, which is a place where you can, that sounded really messed up. It's a really nice place where you can recruit any unit you want. And then we have our maze. I think my goal right now is to get a couple artifacts. So if I can go here, I probably don't care about the keep right now. I might later. I can go here, maybe get an artifact if I get enough movement in my hand. Then I can go kill this orc, go to this monastery, maybe burn that out, burn that down. I can get keep two artifacts in a row. The movement there is actually fairly okay compared to some tiles. So I don't hate it. All right, let me play Swiftness, and I'm gonna move onto this maze and see what I can pull off next turn. It would take 6 movement, however, to get up to level 6 where I would be able to get an artifact. So that is my first turn. We're gonna put these cards aside in a discard. And now I draw to my hand limit, so I only draw 1 more card. It's a move card. Alright, don't hate it. Alright, Volkare's turn. He is gonna pull another wound. Since he pulled a wound, we're gonna roll this. It is not red, so the indecisive unit stays right there. So I do want to confirm one thing about mazes. So I get to bring one unit in. Obviously, I'm bringing in my guardian golems. And let's see how I can pull this off. So I'm gonna play. Use not a lot of attack. All right, I think I should be able to do this. So I'm gonna play. I have the right tokens, I think, to do this fairly well. So I'm going to charge this with a green to get move 6. I'm going in and I'm bringing my guardian golems. And when you go into a maze, you attack a monster token. So my monster's going to be that jerk. Oh, that's gross. All right. So he has ranged. He has a cold fire attack. So to block it, I need to block 8, and then it would only be 4 to defeat him. If I don't block it, I need to come up with 8 attack. Frankly, I'm not going to be able to block. I could block it, but if I block it, then I'm not going to even have the 4 to kill him, because there's just no way that's going to work. So what I'm going to do, let me make sure I get the 8 attack I need. Attack 7, 8. Cool. So I'm not blocking him, so that means he's attacking me with a 4. My armor is still at 2, so I get 2 more wounds, which again is a little easier for me to do since I have the skill that allows me to play wounds sideways for 2 of whatever I want. Now I need to get the attack 8. To do that, I am going to the crazy thing is the guardian golems are almost so amazing. Like, you can only use one of those 2 abilities. Like, I couldn't like play a blue and a green, a red and a blue mana, and use both those abilities at once to do that cold fire block, because that would be perfectly efficient. Instead, I would need to block 4 here, and then block. Oh, it's really crazy because I could do block 4 there, block 5 here, but improvisation to get that attack 4, I would need to actually discard another card, and I just wanted to have enough cards. So I am going to take the 2 wounds, which is fine. I haven't used the golems. Now I'm going to play improvisation. I'm going to power it with the I'm going to have the power with my own red mana, and I'm going to mana pull is a really strong card, but it's just kind of what I need to do right now. So that's improvisation 5. Determination gives me attack 6, 7, and my guardian golems give me attack 8, 9, which is enough to defeat the nasty, ugly panda meets a dinosaur and has a baby that looks a little bit like Godzilla kind of thing here. And he is now dead. Now, this is not a fortified site, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. We were really lucky to get that 1 move card with concentration to get the move 6 to get up to the artifact, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully we get something good. I do get the 4 fame. That gets me up to 11. We are going to then put a shield on the 6 to indicate that is the one I went. Now notice I'm standing next to a keep, but the keep doesn't get revealed because it's night. So I don't know what that is. I'm going to clean up my play area, and then a bunch of things need to happen after that. So I re-roll that die. It is black. We're going to get all of this out of here. And now we're going to gain an artifact. When you gain an artifact, you get 2 cards. You keep the one that you want. My 2 options are the Druidic Staff. Discard a card. Depending on its color, you get white, move up to 2 revealed spaces. To a safe space, blue, get 2 crystals of any color. Any one color. Red, ready a level 3 unit or lower. Green, heal 3. And then you could break this to choose any 2 of the options. The Soul Harvesters attack 3 for 1 enemy defeated by this attack. Gain 1 crystal to your inventory. It may be red if the enemy had fire resistance, blue if it had ice resistance, green if it had physical resistance, or you can always choose white. The other return is I get attack 8. I gain 1 crystal above as above for each enemy defeated in the current phase of battle. Soul Harvester is really nice, but I already got some really good attack cards. A Druidic Staff is so flexible that I'm going to keep that. I just think it's a little bit more helpful, but they're both really good artifacts, unsurprisingly. All right, so we have that artifact is done, and now I level up. The level up process is simply to open up another command token. There are 2. The illusionist I can actually recruit in a monastery. That wouldn't be the worst idea I've had in a while. So my armor does go up to 3, which is nice. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5, and I have a bunch of wounds, which isn't great, but again, I can manage them more than usual. And I think that's good. All right. Oh, the other thing about the wall, if I went here, it would not provoke that enemy because I'm moving next to a wall. But if that wall ended there and I went there, I would provoke. But if I went from here to here and that wall ended there, I wouldn't. The wall, it's cool, but it adds a lot of like, huh? Yeah, that. So we're drawing that across. It's blue. Remember, Volkare moves in the same direction for blue as he does for white. So he's going to move to the center of that tile now. There is not a blue in the inventory, so in the source, so he does not do anything there. My turn. I can't really do anything that makes sense, so I am just going to rest so I get these wounds out of my hand and can get my deck moving a little bit faster, and I'll be able to beat that orc and all of that good stuff. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. So that's all going there. So I discarded my 1 move card. I had the stamina card and then 3 wounds, and I draw up to 5. 1, 2. I want to kill that orc on the next turn, and this is the best way to do that. Oh, perfect. All right, next card. Bing. It is white. We're going to keep moving. I told you we're going to have a lot of movement in a row because we had so many wound cards. There is no white die in the source, so that stops. My turn. I'm going to discard. I'm trying to do one of the things with the Druidic Staff. Unfortunately, I don't really have the right combinations of cards in my hand to do it, so it is what it is. So I'm going to fight this stupid orc here. Maybe he's top of his class. I don't know. He looks stupid to me. So I'm just going to do the normal effect. I mean, I could go all crazy and use the black token there, I think, but it's not worth it. So anyway, so it's a block 4. If the card is used as a successful block, you may use it during the attack phase. The fire attack 4. Again, I wouldn't be able to do any kind of ranged or siege attack against him, but I have just killed him by the normal method, and he is now dead. I get 1 reputation, and I get 2 fame. I only burned 1 card in that process, which I don't love. I would really like a white card because of my Druidic Staff, but we'll see what I get. So that goes there. I might actually choose to drop another card. These are all really good. Nah, we're good. All right, I'm drawing 1 card. It's a wound. That's gonna have to work. So Volkare's turn. He rigs a red. When you pull a red, all he does is look around, see if there's any one within 1 space that he would fight. There is not. He will roll a die though, because there was a red in inventory and I rolled another red. All right, I gotta start getting to that monastery. I'm going to. Can I get enough move to do that? So it would be move 3 into here because of the wall, and then another move. So I would need move 7 to get all the way out there. It'd be a lot easier if I just had a freaking white card. The other alternative is I attack this keep, because why not? Because I'm here and it's a keep and it's bothering me. Gives me probably a level up. It'd be 3 movement to get in there, which I can do pretty easily, and then have a bunch of attack and block and all that stuff. So sure, I'm just gonna defeat the keep because I want to. So that's 2. I'm using this sideways with Arythea skill for 4, attacking this keep, and it is a crazy dude. I forget his name. All right, so this goes down because I'm attacking a fortified site, and now I need a block 6 and an attack 5. I can get siege attack. Frankly, not gonna block any of that. I know it's getting absurd, but this, because it blocks 6, is just more than I got here. That's fine. So I'm going to take 2 wounds. It's only 2, even though it's attack of 6, because my armor has gone up. And I am going to play Rage, because I'm enraged. And I am going to play Battle Versatility, so that is a total attack of... that's a total attack of 6. I only needed 5. So he is very dead. I get 4 more fame, which gets me up to 17. And that gets a shield. It'll help me get through my deck a little bit faster. This goes here. I roll that. That's a blue. And I have to do a level up. So I'm going to look at the next 2 skills on my deck. Perfect. Ooh, interesting. So this is the competitive skill. I'm going to change that out. This color, there's a discoloration between the competitive skills and the cooperative skills. They were just printed in different editions. So I just put the competitive skill in there, and then I take the cooperative. This would allow me to heal 2 wounds, and then it will allow me to actually play a wound sideways as 3. But this is motivation. I have to take this one. This allows me to draw 2 cards, and then also just get a red mana. It's a once a round thing, but it's one of the strongest skills in the game, so I definitely need to take it as much as I would have been interested in the other one to heal some wounds, because I am going to want to start curbing that trend. And then I get Norwaz's skill, which allows me to recruit for 5 less influence. A nice skill to have available to me. Alright, I also take an advanced skill. That makes some sense. I'm going to take Temporal Portal. That's going to go there, and then I'm going to grab up to 6 cards, including the card I just got. 1, 2, and 3. Don't hate it. There's a blue there. So we're going to do Volkare's turn. He pulls a red spell. So spells are just like the corresponding color that's not a spell, except now since it's red, he's going to look 2 away. There's nothing there, so he doesn't fight. There's no red in there, so he doesn't roll. My turn is going to be interesting. I'm going to play Tranquility to heal 1 of my wounds. Then I'm going to discard a white card, because I'm playing Druidic Staff, so I'm discarding a white, so I get to move 2 revealed spaces. So just 2 revealed spaces on the board, don't need to worry about counting. And then I'm going to play as my action for this turn. I'm going to play Temporal Portal. I can move to an adjacent revealed space without provoking rampaging monsters. And whether I move or not, my hand limit is 1 higher the next time I draw cards. So I'm going to move onto this monastery and start getting around this board a little bit. So that's actually one of the reasons I was staying there as long as I did, is that I was really trying to get a white card to do that movement action. And I should have actually laid motivation that turn as well, but it is what it is. So that is done, and now I get to draw as if my hand is limit is 6 instead of 5 because of the continuing effect of temporal portal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use my motivation skill to get my last card in my D deck and get a red mana, and I will probably, oh man, I'll probably be burning that monastery down. I can't help myself. I love artifacts so much. All right, Volkare's turn. He gets a blue, so he's going to continue his little march down here. We're going to use that blue mana. It rolls. It is black. Black. All right, my turn. I'm doing it. Do I have a movement card I want to use first? I have a wound. Let's reveal a bunch of stuff so I know what's going on next turn. So I'm going to play this move to reveal this. Oh, nice. Another monastery, a monster. Then I'm going to move this to reveal this. So a really good idea of the lay of the land here. So we get a marauding warg right next to us, which is fine. I can take care of him next turn. So we got orc. Oh, I revealed that one first. And then we got an orc here. Ooh, an orc. What are they called? A summoner. They're nasty. And now I'm going to siege this monastery. I lose 3. Remember, you can't use units when you're going against a monastery, and all you're doing is drawing a mage tower garrison. And they are not fortified. Yowza. Range attack. Range block 7. I mean, that's fine. It's a wizard summoner kind of crap. I'm not gonna have this things I need to destroy this. I have enough cards. I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I could try to knock it out with some ranged attack. I have the block. Flame wave is nice. It'll be 6, so I would need 2 white tokens. Monster could be nasty. I might have to spend the 6 anyway, which is why I'm concerned here. No, I actually can't get the 6 range attack I'm going to need. So I am going to have to rely on this fire attack, I think. So we're going to pull a monster. We'll see what he is. Again, it's a summoner. So when you're playing against a summoner, you do the range and siege attack as normal. If you do not defeat the enemy as a range and siege attack, another enemy comes out. Oh, it has paralyzed. That's dirty. So if I block it, where am I going to be at? 4, 5, 6. So this Medusa's attacking me with a 6. It is paralyzed. So if I do not block her, that little symbol with the statue there, that means I become a statue, so I would become knocked out, all my cards go away, or I could assign the damage to my golem, which he'd be able to absorb the physical attack and then be wounded, but since he'd be wounded by an enemy with paralyzed, he would have to be disbanded. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to play Flame Wall, which allows me to do a fire block 7. Fire block is efficient against physical attack, so this is blocked. Now, not destroyed. I don't have to worry about killing her, but she's blocked. Now we can go on to the attack phase. I'm going to play Swift Bolt, I'm going to power my own personal my crystal I have in my inventory. That's a ranged attack 4 physical, so I need to get 2 more points of attack. I'm going to do crystallize is kind of useless, and threaten is also useless to me right now. So that's 6. That's enough to beat this summoner. So fortunately I got a couple of bad combinations of cards. I had the cards in my hand. I should have had a much easier time destroying an enemy and maybe getting some crystals, but we had enough to do it. So I lost my 3 reputation already. I get my 4 fame for defeating this Mage Tower garrison, and now I'm going to go ahead and clean up my area. So I have 0 crystals, which is a concern. The Druidic Staff should be able to help me get those back. And I will take all these cards and I will put them on my discard pile. I have no cards in my D deck. So, oh wait, I will gain my artifact, which is my reward for burning down that monastery. Amulet of Sun, I can get a gold mana token. If played during the night, forests have their move cost reduced to 3, and you can use gold mana and reveal garrisons of nearby fortified site and all ruins as if it were day. I can break this, same as the basic effect, except I get 3 gold tokens instead of 1. So basically 3 wild can be really helpful. Banner of Glory, assign this to a unit you control. The assigned unit gets +1 armor, +1 to any attacks or blocks it makes. Whatever this unit attack black, so you get more fame. And the amulet's probably stronger for a lot of reasons. So I'm going to just keep this. So it goes in my deck, I draw it. That's the end of my turn. And now we're going to do Volkare's turn. It's green. He's going to move back in this direction as per the Volkare's Quest guide card, and there's nothing there to roll. End of round. Alright, so these actually should all go here. Maximal effect was not in my hand. It was in the unit offer. So I am declaring end of round. When another monastery came out, we should have put a card here, and then when I leveled up, I should have replaced the card there. Or vice versa, but I think it actually was the other way around. When I leveled up, I should have replaced a card there, and then the monastery came out after that, just to make sure that's right. Because I would much prefer Crushing Bolt. Trust me. Alright, so there's my deck. It is shuffled. We are getting close to where we want to be. I really need to reveal at least 1 quartile and then race my way back toward the portal. Maybe being able to recruit a city garrison on the way. So we are going to do a reset for the next turn. We're going to roll the source dice. It is a gold, a black, a blue, and a white. These 2 skills from the unit offer go here. This goes here. These go down. This spell goes here. Those go down, and then we're going to take these units and they go bye-bye. So I haven't lost an indecisive unit yet, but that's not really been of any moment. We're going to pull my card back, and we're going to do 4 new regular units. We have the Foresters, we have the Red Cape Monks, we have the Northern Monks, and we have the Utum Cross Bowmen. I actually like both of those monks. I might try to recruit them since I have an available command token, right? We have to put 2 advanced skill cards in the unit offer because, just 1, because there's actually just only 1 monastery that hasn't been burned down yet. We will put this there, and we will put that there. Call to Arms. That's a good card. That's a good card. I'm going to put a shield here because I burned down the monks. I'll get over it. And we're good. Alright, I'm drawing up to my hand limit. My hand limit is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, I reset my golems. Do I really want to do another summoner garbage? The orc summoners are nasty. Alright, so it's the second day. We're going to look at the tactics. I'm going to play planning because I think it will be useful. Let me get through my deck a little faster. And we're going to roll for our buddy Volkare here. He gets a 2, so he is going to remain in first. So we're going to put him here. And his turn is red. He's going to look next to him, see if there's anyone there to attack. No one is next to him. There is not a red die in the source, but there is a gold. We will re-roll that. It is now blue. Not as useful. I am going to I'm going to use this token early. This isn't ideal. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So I pulled that and I get a red mana. And with that red mana, I am going to do I'm going to use the white mana from the source to give me a ranged attack 3. And then I'm going to use the red mana. Well, I don't, what I could do is use. That's fine. I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna use improvisation. I'm gonna. Oh, do I want to keep improvisation to try to recruit? No, even better. I have a wound. I'm going to use Arythea skill sideways to get me move 2. That's going to provoke an attack from the orc summoner. Provoked attack, we go to the ranged attack phase. I'm going to play swiftness. I'm going to power that for ranged attack 3. And then I'm going to use battle versatility. Don't even need to power it, but I have this mana here. Do I want to keep battle versatility? No, I want to keep this card because it might give me some influence, which is what I'm going to need if I have any chance of getting that monk. Got all that? All right, good. And now I'm going to power it. Who cares? It's overkill. This guy is dead. I get a reputation back, and then I'm going to get 4 fame. That gets me up to 25 fame. So I'm going to put this skill back at my skill area. I'm going to roll this dice. It is now that. This mana goes away. These cards go to my discard, and I now get my level up. My level up is another command token. I now have 2 open command tokens, and I can draw up to 6 cards. 1, Druidic Staff is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. And that will work. All right, we are gonna do Volkare's turn. Oh, and I have planning, so I actually draw up to 7 because I did have 2 cards in my hand at the end of last turn. So that's fine. We're gonna go to Volkare's turn. It is green. He's going to move in this direction, and he is going to re-roll any green die in the source. There is not one. My turn. I'm going to play swiftness to go to the monastery. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill it. Not this time. I'm going to play improvisation for influence 5. I'm going to play this card sideways for influence 7, and then I'm going to, it's painful, but again, I gotta keep this thing moving. I'm going to play this spell sideways for influence 8, and that is going to allow me, because I need 8 now because my reputation is -1, so again the total cost of doing business, so to speak, is going to be +1 more than it would be otherwise. So to get these northern monks, I did need to spend 8 reputation and not just 7, and I'm going to take those northern monks, and that is good. That will give me an ice attack. Most of my other attacks have been fire attacks. So that's the end of that turn. We're going to do clean up this area, re-roll that die. It is white. Planning is not going to trigger because I have 2 cards in my hand, but one of them is a wound, so that will not be good for planning purposes. I do draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wish I'm just not getting the right color cards to do what I need to do here, but that's fine. So we're going to That's pointless too. Alright, I'll get some crystals next turn. That's fine. We are going to do Volkare's turn. It's red. We're just going to roll a die to see if that indecisive unit goes away. It does not. My turn. I am going to play Druidic Staff. I'm going to discard Temporal Portal to get 2 crystals of any color that I want. I would like to get 2 red crystals. And then I'm going to discard. Then I'm going to play Crystallize. And now I can't rest because you have to rest and to get rid of wounds. You have to discard 1 non-wound card and any number of wounds, and then you could use special actions as well. Right now, I think it's better for me to load up on some of my crystals here because I have Squadouche, and I'm going to take this. No, I'll take a blue. So I powered out with the blue from the source, and I'm going to take a blue for my inventory, and that is my turn. Again, planning doesn't trigger. I re-roll that. These go to my discard, and I draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. We're going to play that. It's white. Volkare is going to move this way. We're going to re-roll the white die in the source. It is now green. My turn. I'm going to take that green. As much as I like wounds, I have a little bit too many of them. I'm going to heal 2 with Tranquility. All right, I don't like wounds. As much as I don't mind wounds as much with Arythea skill, I have a few too many. So my options here are interesting in that I could burn down that monastery, but I'm really running out of time. What I want to do is, as Volkare starts to move away from me, what I want to do is move up into here, revere a core tile, maybe end up on that magical glade, come back, defeat this monster den when a core tile is revealed, and then I can potentially come back down and get to this village and then get ready to try to pick off Volkare as he tries to make his way to the opening. I really want to load up on as many crystals as I can, so I'm going to play Swift Bolt and get a white crystal in my inventory, and now I just have 1 card left in my hand and not much to do with it. It's going to move 5 to get there, which is brutal, so I'm going to roll this die, put that over here, and call it a turn. I only have 1 non-wound card in my hand, so I draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards, 6 cards in my hand, and this is actually going to give me some nice flexibility. All right, Volkare's turn. It's a wound. We're going to roll this die, see if that guy goes away. It doesn't. My turn. The only thing if I go here and I get a red, Volkare will attack me. I really don't want to deal with that jerk. So the question is, do I have move 8? To get there and try to reveal that garrison. The red spell already came off the deck, so I know that if I can be 2 away from him and I'm safe from him attacking me, because I really do not want to attend a full attack. So I need move 8 to get there. I'm going to be a little shy. Alright, so I'm going to play concentration. I'm going to power it with the gold mana, which gives me a move 6. I'm then going to use Arythea's skill to make that a move 8. So this is 5, that is 3 more, that is move 8. That provokes an attack from this marauding orc. He's attacking me with a 4. I'm going to block him. I'll play Mana Pull. I get to play another additional die from the source. I'm going to use a black because it can create a mana of any color, and that gives him an ice block, which is efficient against a physical attack. And then I'm going to attack with the Northern Monks of attacking 3, because I might as well burn up all my units this late in the round, and I have 2 cards out of my hand, which will allow me to draw even 1 higher, and that is enough to kill this guy. So I get 1, and I'm going to get fame of 2 for killing this orc, and I'll be able to reveal a core tile and kind of start moving back by the end of this round. So I used both of these die. Remember, I used 2 dice, just the basic efforts. So I used 2 die. They both get re-rolled. That's a green and a red. This goes back to my skill area, and then these 4 cards are going to go to my discard. I have 2 cards left in my hand, so I am going to get 7 cards. 1, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. Now I did end my turn on the Magical Glade. I did not have any wounds in my hand at the end of that turn, so that would not have helped me. Wound, I look around. Nope, I don't look around. I roll a die. It is not red, so that sucker is going to stay right there. I'm going to power this with a green to reveal both of these core tiles. Oh, I start my turn on the Magical Glade, so let me leave this green right there in case I want that blue. So I'm going to take the gold I get for starting in a Magical Glade and put it on March. That's going to give me movement 4. I'm going to reveal this guy. It has a mage tower, a dragon. It's like a monster den, but it's a what do they call it? A tomb, I think. It's really cool. If you can get there, I just don't have the time. We got a keep, we got a deep mine, we got a whole bunch of really cool, interesting core tiles. We got a labyrinth. We got some stuff, kids. All right. So I'm going to put the marauding orcs in place. We have this jerk. We have this jerk. We have a keep that will be face up because I am right next to it. All right, that has a golem. We have a mage tower that's going to be face down because it's across the known universe. And we're going to have a ruins. Where are my ruins? Cool, and that's going to be face up because it is day. Oh, that's a nice one. Just not getting there, unfortunately. What do I want to do? Really worried about getting a red card that's just going to wipe me out in a way I don't want to happen. That's on a fortified site. 4. I was hoping he moved one more place away, which would just give me a little bit more freedom to do some of the things I want. I could go there, try to get called to arms, but again, a core tile has been revealed. Do have some interesting influence. The problem is it's going to be, those wastelands are going to be 4 to get across, so it'd be another 7 movement. 4, 6. Oh, I mean, like 10 movement. Yeah. I could try to beat a dragon in there. That excites me. If you defeat a dragon, I think you get a spell and an artifact. Again, these cards, I'll tell you what, do not be ashamed to use these cards. They're so good. All right, it's a tomb. So if you defeat a tomb, you have to fight a dragon. Your use knight rules. Your stupid units are scared, so they won't go in with you, but you do get an artifact and a spell, and I think that might be too much to pass up. So what I'm going to do is power stamina with the blue here, and then I'm going to turn this card sideways to get me 2 more, and I'm going to turn this card sideways to get me a move 7, which gets me right on top of that tomb. Now, do I want to go in now, or do I want to do it next turn? I'm going to do it next turn. All my cards in my hand, I'll know exactly what I'm dealing with. Oh, that was spent. I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And I will have availability to the source again, and I'll be able to get a gold mana. Because right now my attack would only be 6 max. Alright, so this is going to go away. Roll this die. It is now black. This goes back to my skill. All 4 of these cards go into my discard. Now look, this was not plan A. Plan A was I attack this. I'm a little fur up for my own light taste, but Volkare wasn't moving, and you can never assume that he will start when you want him to. So I get my last 2 cards. Not amazing, but it gives me another +2. So there's that. But I'm not sure the Amulet of the Sun's even going to give me what I want. I might just call End of Night. I might call end of round, and then I can try to attack that first thing next round. Yeah, I like that. So Volkare, it's a red. See, dude just doesn't want to move. I'm gonna call end of round and get a better hand to siege that tomb, and then start booking it to go back toward home. So the Amulet of the Sun didn't do much for me this round, but that is fine. Magical Glade kind of gave me the gold I needed or wanted to do what I did on my penultimate, that's such a great word, penultimate turn there. All right, we are going to shuffle my D deck. So I cleared end around with a fair amount of cards in my hand. It just made sense for me to do that, but you are seeing the benefits, the strategic difference. I mean, the benefits really, I mean, it is more of a benefit than a detriment, I'll give you that, but it does change your strategy when you are playing at the slower level of this scenario than the higher levels, because you just have time to dick around, and it would have been in some ways more helpful for me if Volkare had been a little less slow, because he's kind of cramping my style, you know, my extensive style. Right, what happened? We got some elite units, kids. So we got an Hotep Gunners, Altum Mages, how do I love you. We got peasants, and we have magic familiars, and if anyone knows how to use them well, call me, because I sure as heck don't. I find them very strange. Just deplete your, I never see how you can continue to generate so much mana to keep those suckers around. I don't understand. I have other uses for that mana. So we get a red, we get a green, we get a gold, and we get a white. Not the greatest thing going into a night, but I will take it. We are going to take Sparing Power. A little early for Sparing Power, but I am also a little late in this game, and I want to make sure I use it because it is so strong. So it doesn't matter what I roll for him. He's going to go before me unless I roll a 7. Shocker, I didn't. And that means he is first again. And I do not think I replaced this. So we are 2 days done, 1 night done, and I am on the verge of crushing a 2. Now I took Sparing Power before I looked at my hand. I understand, but it is what it is. I knew what I wanted to do. That is 4, that is 5, that is 6. I am actually going to do this. That is 1, that is 2, and I'm going to get a red mana token for my first turn. Alright, white finally decides to move, eh? Alright, we roll the white. It is green. That is fine. Sparing Power, I put 1 card underneath here, and then we're going to enter that place. My units are going to be of no use because they're scared. Oh, that white being rolled was no bueno. Not gonna lie. But I have the reds I need to really make this happen. So, Dragon, where are you? I have none of my spells in my hand, which is far from ideal. But I still like where I'm at, and we get a Swamp Dragon. So the Swamp Dragon is attacking with a 5, but it's swift. So to block it, you need to block it 10. Additionally, he's poisoned, so if you take every wound you take from him, you will take 2. Now you could assign those. No, my units aren't involved in this. Never mind, I lied. The question is, can I get a ranged attack 9? I don't see that happening, so I unfortunately, can I get a block 10? Swiftness is gross. I can get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but then if I do that, will I have 9 attack? And definitely not. Definitely not. Alright, so I'm taking 2 wounds, and for each one I took to my hand, 2 have to go to my discard pile, which hasn't been started yet, but congratulations, there it is. Now, I mean, all of this would have been a lot easier if I was just there, but I digress. We will make it work this way. I am going to do a improvisation. I'm going to power that with, I'm going to keep the move card. I'm going to power that with threaten. This way I get an artifact too, so maybe this artifact will be a game changer, hopefully. So that's 5. I am going to now need 4 more attack. I am going to use this red from the source. That is a total attack of a 9, which is more than enough to kill this dragon. Now, I don't get the 2 reputation that you would get. You know what? I'm going to leave that red there, and I'm going to get this wound out of my hand and get that attack. 9. I'm going to leave that there. I'm sorry. I don't get the 2 reputation because this is not a marauding dragon. He was just chilling in a tomb and wanted to be left alone, and we were being rude. I'm going to power crystallize with the green, help me get rid of a few more cards in my hand, and start moving this along. So I'm going to clean up my area. This goes here. I roll the white. This goes there, and all of these cards now go to my discard pile with those 2 wounds from before. My units are like, "Oh, thank God you got out alive." Yes, I did. I know you were worried. I'm going to get fame. I'm going to get 7 fame. Get to the 34. Oh, I really wanted that last level up, but that's fine. And then we are going to get the rewards for the battle. What's the rewards for beating a tomb? I get both a spell and an artifact. Give me that call to arms. Thank you very much. This is going to go down, and then we're going to look at those 2 artifacts. 1, 2. All right. We get Emerald Green, which is I get a green mana token and a green crystal to my inventory. Fame +1. I can get an endless supply of green and black mana this turn. If I had a really strong green spell, even 1, I would really want to get this. Or Sword of Justice. When you play this, discard any number of cards from your hand. You get attack 3 for each card you discard this way. Fame +1 for each enemy you defeat this turn. And then there's double the contribution of all physical attacks you play during the attack phase. Enemy lose physical resistance this turn. So that stronger effect of Sword of Justice is really, 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 really strong. So I will keep that. All right. So now I'm drawing up to 6. I got 1 measly card. I'm going to have to rest, ain't I? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Maybe not. All right. Volkare's turn. He looks around, see if there's anyone to fight. There's not. He re-rolls this red. He gets a white. I need to... I'm going to turn this as a move. Oh man, that's too much move. I want to keep mana pull because that's what's going to get me the black I need to recruit the to use the call to command, which is really strong. The question is, I don't even have the move 5. I'm gonna use stamina. I'm gonna use this sideways to get that out of my hand. Oh, I spare. I don't want to spare power. That's fine. I'm sparing power. So that goes there. This is my second turn. So I know what that is, and I know when I'm gonna get it, which is fine. It's a little gross. So I'm gonna move 4 and we are good. I end my turn in a white mine. I'm gonna get 2 and get a white crystal. I can discard any number of cards. I don't want to discard any. These go away. Volkare's. Oh, I draw up to 6. I get 2 more. 1 and 2. Volkare's turn. He gets a blue, so a double move. 1, 2. Again, scurry. I need to get back there. I need to get back there quick. My turn. I'm going to spare power. I get a move 4, 5. It's going to give me a black. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get 2 for that. I'm going to get a move 4. and then I move 5 and get me over to here. I could have stopped on that magical blade, but there's really no point. This rolls, it's red, so the source has really not been my friend so far this round, but that's fine. I draw up to 6. 1, 2, and 3. Volkare's turn. It's his 4th turn. It's a red. He looks around. Doesn't find anybody. The number of red cards over his deck. I mean, that was why I was scared to do too much over here earlier. All right, I need to cut him off. So the quickest way, if I go this way, it's actually 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's 3 all the way to get to that village. Or I could go a more direct path and try to cut him off in the middle of all of this mess. All right, I am going to power this with my green because I can't afford to wait, and I'm going to spend this sideways of sparing power. This goes here. I'm going to spend that sideways to get a move 6, and that's going to get me here, so I'm going to be able to run them down, hopefully keep some really strong cards in my hand, and we will see what happens. Oh man, you know, that might be better, because that's a move 6. That's rough. I'm going to go this way and go around this rock and try to cut him off at the pass over here, which I think makes a little more sense. I know I think there might still be 2 more spells. Oh, that's gross. He still has his 2 more movement spells, which you need to be careful about, because if he gets adjacent and plays his movement spell, he's going to have 1 movement onto the spot and then that 2nd movement, which is going to be enough to let him win, which is really not great. I'm rethinking things now. If he gets spell, I'm pretty much toast. You know what, I have a number of I have those 2 cards that will allow me to move to an adjacent space or move to a revealed space. So I'm gonna go the more direct route and try to cut him off, because I think if I go around I might regret it. Alright, that's there. So I had 1 turn, 2 turns got me there, 3 turns got me there, 4 turns got me there. So I am right on my sparing power. I'm drawing up 2 more, 1 and 2. Volkare's turn. It's a wound. We're gonna roll the die, see if the Hotep Gunners, none of the set of users have been scared yet. They ain't scared of you, Volkare. They ain't scared. All right, my hand sucks. So I'm gonna put this here. And the question is, I mean, this is not good. I'm going to play Tranquility to draw a card. Okay. I'm going to man, my movement is garbage. I'm going to do this rage card's kind of getting in the way, so I'm going to do a move 3. I think I've had to get rid of all of his red cards, right? That's 3. Yeah, so I don't think he has any more hunting for me cards, so I'm going to use move 3, so Arythea skill plus that rage to get next to him, taunting him. I'm on his ankles. Well, I'm on the ankles of his 2 dragons, his thing and his thing. Now, I don't, until you actually attack him, you don't reveal his garrison, so it just kind of looms there very large, and that is it. So I get 2 more cards. That's nice. That is nice. That is nice. All right. Volkare's turn. Blue, he's gonna move here. There is no blue die in the source because there's garbage in the source. My turn, sparing power. So this is almost effectively as if I was like pillaging a village, right? Because I'm just getting so many cards here. Again, he still has 2 more spells in there, which makes me scared. I am not getting my movement cards, and it's really gross, dude. I just don't even know what to do about it. Alright. It's a little crazy, but I might try to attack him now. So the way Volkare works, if you kill 2 of his garrison, you actually he doesn't have a turn. And right now, with the cards in my hand, I have some very, very strong attack cards. I have my Amulet of Sun. I have my Sword of Justice. I think that it's gonna make some sense. It's gonna make some sense to actually. I might not get that card there. I gotta make sure I'm not cheating here. Because my first turn was there, second turn was there, third turn was here, fourth, fifth. So yeah, let's not put this there yet. Since I have no more movement, and I don't want to get rid of any of these cards, it's gonna make the most sense for me to flip this face down. I get all these cards, and there's some movement for me. All right, the ultimate mages are so strong. Question is, I didn't get my druidic staff, which is really annoying. What can I get? Man, this is really gross. Alright, if I use that. I think this is my only choice, and it's not great. But I'm going to use Mana Pull. I'm going to power that with a white. I'm going to take 2 die from the source, 2 mana die from the source, and set them to any color except gold. So I'm going to take these 2 gold die, so this is going to make my mana a lot better. I'm getting a green mana and a black mana. I'm then going to use the black mana, the green and the black look alike. I'm going to play Call to Glory by powering it the white and the black there. And I'm going to take any unit I want from the unit offer, and I'm taking these Ultimate Mages. Why? Because they're awesome. And then I'm going to play Concentration, and I'm going to get the stronger effect of the next card I play, +2. So I need a 6 to get into there, although you know what? Even better. Even better. No, I'm going to move that 6. I'm not going to play, as I have Amulet of Sun, I could actually reduce the cost of getting into the forest. But anyway, so it's a wall there, plus the 5 to get into the forest. So that's 5, 6, and then I'm going to play Swiftness to get me into this area right here, which will be plenty enough to hopefully show Volkare who's boss, because clearly I am in his face. Man, there's a lot of really good cards here. Alright, so I would actually need another 5 movement to get into there. If I played Man of Sun, I could potentially assault him. Alright, so I have, you know what, kids, I'm actually going to set this die to black as well. So it gives me another black mana. So I'm going to put this green mana back, because I'm going to do some crazy stuff right here. So I'm going to put this back in my hand, and I go back here. Now, I am going to I'm assaulting this dude this turn, and that's gonna be all she wrote. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think I need a bunch of black mana though. Shoot. Alright. I'm gonna play Amulet of Sun, and I'm gonna break it. Right, so what happens is forests have their move cost reduced to 3. I can use gold mana and I reveal garrisons of nearby fortified sites and all ruins if it were a day. So I'm breaking it, same as the basic effect, but I get 3 gold mana. So basically it's still night, so I can still play like night spells and I can still use black mana. But you're adding to the rules of night the day rules as they relate only to the gold mana and then everything else specified on the card. So it can get a little weird. It doesn't become night magically. It's a day magically. It's still night, but now it's night with more advantages to moi. So I'm going to play concentration with one of these gold mana. Remember, I've already crushed the source, but I have a ton not a ton. I have enough crystals in my inventory. I'm going to spend stamina. So I have move 6. This is move 4. I'm going to need one more move. That's fine. 5, 6. So I have move 6 because concentration gives me stamina stronger effect +2, and the swiftness gives me 2 more to that. So I have move 8. But this is... Oh, I was here. No. Yeah. So I have move 6, and the swiftness gives me 2 more. So I have move 8. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, because the wall still applies. So it's 3 to get into the forest, plus 1 for the wall. Now 2 more for swiftness. I am attacking Volkare. Now, we both can't end in this space, but for now, we are fighting. I'm attacking Volkare. Let me clear this out. So I have 2 gold mana left that I can use if it was day. I have black mana, which I can still use because, in fact, it is not day. It is night. This Amulet of Sun is going to go out of the game, but I'll put it over here just as a reminder of what the heck is going on. And Call to Glory has been used. Concentration and swiftness and stamina have also been used. Whew. Alright, but I think I have the right combination to make this worth it. Hopefully I am not proven very wrong in a second. So, Volkare's garrison is as follows. We have this dude, an Amhotep gunner. We have this asshole of a dragon who has a cold fire attack 6 and he's brutal. He does not physical resistance though, at least. We have 2 of them. Yowza. We got this guy, who cares, not scared of him. We have that guy who has brutal and this guy who cannot be fortified. Frankly, none of them are fortified. If he was on a fortified site, however, he would be fortified, but none of them are fortified. So we are going to have some things we can do. I'm going to move these guys out of the way just to avoid any confusion and give us a clean slate. Now, I spent this gold on that concentration, which was the right thing to do. So I have 2 more gold, I have all 3 of my units, and I have the Alta Mages. I am going to power the Alta Mages, and all attacks I play this turn become siege attacks in addition to any elements I have. Alright? So I'm not going to get the stronger effect of any of these spells, which is a little rough, but everything I play becomes a siege attack. So let me think how I want to do this. That might not actually be that helpful. Hold on. Let me consider this. I got a better idea. I have a better idea. Yeah, I have a better idea. Alright, let me start doing some wound assessment. So before the combat, we're going to roll his die and see what his attack is. We rolled a green, so he's doing a brutal attack, assassinate with poison. So if he attacks me and I don't block it, it's actually going to be a total of 4 wounds, but only 2 are going to go into my hand, which is significant for the purposes of determining whether or not I am knocked out. So it's a 4, it comes in as an 8. Oh, actually 8, it would actually do 3 wounds and 3 to my discard pile, right? Because my my armor's only a 3. If I don't block these guys, this is brutal. This would be 2 wounds. This is brutal. This would be 3 wounds. A lot of brutal jerks here. This is not brutal. It's 1 wound. These guys are... this is brutal, so this is 4 wounds. And these guys are both coming in as brutal, so they're 4 wounds, and they're 4 wounds. So this would be a lot of wounds. This would be bad. So, welcome to battles against Volkare. There's some writing on those wounds. Don't pay that anyway. So literally all the wounds in my deck would be accounted for right here. Fire block. I'm gonna use Burning Shield to block this guy. Alright, so I don't need to worry about this guy's wounds. I'm not gonna factor him in because the fire block 4 and it's a fire attack 4. So it would block him, even though it would give me 8 damage if I didn't block it, but it only takes 4 to block it. And then the fire attack would be sufficient. He's physically resistant, but he is not fire resistant. So these wounds are no longer a concern. I'm going to put them back in the wound pile. I'll get the ready ones out of here. I'm going to use the Ultimate Mage. He's physically resistant. So resistance is annoying with brutal because he's physically resistant, right? But since this is coming in at brutal, he actually wouldn't, he would still take a wound because it would still come in as a 6 and his resistance would only take away 3 of that. But I know that worst case scenario, I can just assign this damage to the golem and his physical resistance will absorb it. Now I can't use him to then take a wound from somebody else, but that is sufficient for my purposes here, right? So we're going to get rid of that wound to know that, again, something else we don't need to worry about. I am going to spend a blue to block definitely get a wound. Sword of Justice might not be as helpful as I hoped. So I have this gold. Let's go back to my inventory. I can block fire block, ice block. I can add a blue or a red. I can add a gold again because it's like day. I can increase the block of this to a 7, so I am blocking all of the wounds from this guy. I mean, I have 1 card on my turn that I'm just, if I can somehow mitigate all the wounds to play this Flame Wave, and I have the red and I have the black set aside to do it, that would be awesome. So that's kind of my whole goal here. All right. If I use him to block but then assign the damage from the rest of this attack, which is something that's doable, again, there's it's becoming in a 12. He is cold fire, so basically this whole attack would be inefficient. He would be resistant to this attack. So since he'd be resistant, basically 5, he would absorb 5 of the 12. Another 5 would wound him, and there'd be 2 left, and I would only take 1 wound into my hand. Right? So that's one way to deal with that. That's only 1 wound in my hand, so it gives me a lot more wiggle room. I am going to do a changed. Interesting. Block 12. That's assassin, so I have to take that. If I blocked it though, it'll only be a 4. So that's a physical attack, so I can block that a lot easier. Let's do that. I'm going to do the physical attack, so even a fire block would be efficient against it, right? So I'm going to do a fire block 4 using that red from my inventory. So I really want to save these for my big show at the end. So that fire block 4 blocks all of this. So it would have come in at 8 with poison, but the fire block 4 makes that all go away. So now if I don't block anything else, I'm only taking 7 wounds to my hand, which if you saw that mountain of wounds, right, and you just have to reason through it, I'm taking 7 wounds to my hand. That's not bad. It's not bad, right? We're in fairly good shape, and I think I'm not gonna be able to block this dude. So what I'm just gonna do is spend Northern Monks for a block 3, and then I'm gonna take those 2 or go out of play, and now we have a total of 12 attack coming in that has been not blocked. I cannot assign anything to this because I used his physical resistance to absorb that hit, but I can take from this 12. I can assign 4 to the Northern Monks, and now there's only 8 left, which leaves me with 3 wounds in my hand plus this wound. So I took that onslaught. I took it all without getting knocked out, which is the key. And there's the 6 enemies I just went up against, including Volkare. Now, we go now to the next phase of the attack. All right. And I still have this absurd block in my hand, which was useless, but that's fine. I can do a couple of things here. So fire block 4 and then fire attack. This guy is automatically destroyed as per the burning shield. Right. I'm going to break the Sword of Justice, double the contribution of all physical attacks you play during the attack phase, which is now. Enemies lose physical resistance. None of them have physical resistance. Fame +1 for each enemy you defeat this way. So I am going to spend the wife from my inventory, double that attack to an 8, and then I'm going to spend determination, double that attack to a 12. So I am doing an attack of 12, and I'm going to kill. Oh man, this friggin' resistance is stupid. This attack of 12, I'm just going to kill. Oh, and I have a wound in my hand now, so I can turn this sideways, and that gives me an attack of 16 actually, because it's just like a physical attack. I'm just using it for an attack. It's a physical attack, so it's now an attack of 16, which is stupidly not enough to defeat both of those guys, but I'll be okay with that. So with the so it's 8, 12, 16, I'm going to kill this dragon who is not physically resistant, and they lost it anyway, and I'm going to kill this guy as well, so they are both dead. So I have killed 3 of the 6 enemies I was facing, and then finally I'm going to use my grand finale. Again, it's still night, even though I've been using gold mana because of the Amulet of Sun. I'm going to play Flame Wave. That is a fire attack 5. This attack or block gets increased by 2 for each enemy token you are facing. Alright, so again, so I played this and I faced, because you could do this, again, I could have done this first and figured out who I was, again, how the math works, but ultimately, at the moment I'm playing this, I'm facing, I mean, even if you want to say, I may use it, so yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Volkare counts, so I was facing 7 enemies. So it's a fire attack 5. This attack or block gets increased by 2 for each enemy token you are facing. So I'm facing 7 enemy tokens, so that's 14 plus the 5. So it's a fire attack of 19. That would be enough to either kill this guy, or I can just kill everything else, which is way better. So 5 of those guys are dead, and we are now done with our combat. We move back to the space from where we came. Volkare lost at least 2 units, so he does not have a turn. His round turn order just flips over. Now it's double the amount of players. So if there were 2 players in the game, you'd have to kill 4 tokens, and I could kill 2 on my turn, somebody else can kill 2 on their turn, but ultimately we have to get at least double the number of players of tokens of Volkare's killed, and that is enough to make his round turn order thing flip. Alright, so this is there. This all goes into whatever assorted discards it comes from. Both of my artifacts were broken and out, and we're going to take the rest of this and put it into my discard. Both of these dice stay black. This gets rolled. It is white. And what a freaking crazy turn. I mean, even the call to glory, we recruited, right? But it wasn't an interaction, so that wasn't our action for our turn. It was like this special thing that we did. We got the Ultimate Mages. That was huge. And I mean, just everything kind of really came together for just a crazy turn with a lot going on. So we have 1 dragon left to defeat. We definitely still have our work cut out for us. We cannot, like, all our units are wounded except for the golems. So we are gonna, all I have is wounds on my hand. So ultimately, we're gonna have to be a little careful, because he still does have 2 spells in his deck, and all of a sudden he could be through that gate before we blink. So my reward for defeating all these guys is 11, 14, 23, 26 fame. So I'm going to, again, let me count it again, 12, 15, 22, 26 fame. That gets me up to 40, 60 fame. So I am going to level up twice. So this guy goes here, here. So the first level up is going to get me a new skill. So I'm going to take the next look at my next 2 skills. Siege attack 1, red crystal, and a red mana. Yes, please. Alright, this goes away. We're going to take a look at Norawas's skill. It's a movement thing for every a ready unit in my unit section. And now I'm going to grab I'm going to grab agility, because I think attack points right now is going to be everything. That goes there. Now my second level up is just this flips, and now my armor goes to 4, and I have another available command token. I draw my hand up to 6. I have garbage. Volkare's turn. All he does is flip his token back, and that's it. My turn. I'm going to, I still have sparing power, so this goes here. I'm going to try to get back into position to attack him again for the next round. So I'm going to spend the white to get move 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to exhaust this to get a red mana and a red crystal before I forget. I'm not going to use it. Obviously, I'm just waiting for next turn. And I'll make sure that's going to be empty. Yeah, so I have move 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll be able to wait for Volkare there. I'm pretty sure the green spell has already been used. This goes back here. We re-roll this. So a lot of times, like, the biggest battle against Volkare is not the one that finishes him off. A lot of times you're just left with this like one member of his legion left, and you just have to hope that you left just enough oomph to make it happen. All right, so now Volkare is going to actually get a turn. Temporal portal would have been used earlier, but that's fine. And his turn is he gets a green. He's going to move once. Oops, sorry, he gets a green. He's going to move one space closer to me. My turn. I'm going to flip over Sparing Power, not Powder. That'll be a different game. And I am going to declare end of round. And let's come back and do it during the third day. Now, the fact that I'm likely going to defeat Volkare on the third day is probably a show of bad deck management on my part, in that I, was really took advantage, or I dawdled a lot, ended up in spots where I was taking too many turns, but that's, par for the course for me when I don't have the serious pressure that comes with solo conquest. So we're going to get this set for what's going to be the final day, one way or the other. We are now going to keep jostling this, unfortunately. We are now going to take these out. We still have a monastery that I, showed restraint and didn't burn down. This goes here, and then this goes here, and these go here. All right, we are going to replenish the unit offer. Green, green, and Ultimate Mages. Some days I will go games without seeing the Ultimate Mages. I love the Ultimate Mages. Their other thing makes everything a siege attack. It's so sick and so strong. It's only useful at night. But just looking at the cards I had in my hand, I realized that while it was unorthodox, it was better to do what I did. I definitely want to go first. So we're looking at these cards. I'm going to pull my hand first. I'm going to pull up to 6, 2. I refresh my things. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm just going to, I can't risk it. No, I can. I'll go second. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll go second. So when I take this card, discard up to 3 cards from my hand. So I'm going to discard these 3. Then draw that many cards. 1. Perfect. Man, I'm not getting any of my spells. Garbage. 3. Again, we're just trying to beat that one dragon who does not have physical resistance, and we just have to make sure we don't get 6 wounds in our hands. So we're going to roll for Volkare. He gets a 3, which is still there, so Volkare is second. We are first. Alright, my turn. Before the round, I could exhaust this to get 1, 2, and a red mana. I'm going to exhaust this to get a red crystal and a red mana. Volkare is standing on field. I'm going to play Tranquility to get a card. And now I have a bunch of stuff. I can spend move points in combat to get 1 attack. Nice. So I'm going to spend move 2 to get to have battle with Volkare, right? And then I have a whole bunch of things I could do here. So Volkare is going to roll. He gets blue. He's doing a cold. He's doing an ice attack. That's brutal. So that would be 2 wounds because it would come in with 6. He's going to also this dragon is doing a cold fire attack, which is brutal. There'd be 3 wounds because it's coming in at 12. Remember, my armor has gone up, so I'm going to keep all 5 of these wounds. It does not knock me out. And now all I need is 9 points of physical damage, and let's go all out. So I got 4 here. I can use move points as attack points. I have I mean, I can do some crazy stuff. I could do the call to arms and get that, but fine, I'll just discard the call to arms. That's 5 more attack. I'm gonna power this. That's 4 more attack. I'm gonna turn this sideways. That's 2 more attack. This was ready again, so I can use that, get 2 more attack. I don't know. It's a lot more than 9. So he is done. We have won. That was super cool. All right. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I was up here at one moment and I'm like, shoot, I am so far away from that dude, I was a little nervous that this was not gonna work out the way I hoped. And but I was really counting on man, where was the druidic staff was like garbage for me this game, and this is usually really strong. I was counting on this, and I was counting on the other one that I was going to be able to get a lot more movement and get through and get down the board to be able to cut them off and do what I did. But I really had to think through this area because I just knew those 2 spells. Well, he had wow, that was weird. So he had 1 more movement, and then his 2 spells were at the bottom of his deck, along with 8 wounds. So although we got 7 wounds, I think it was 6 or 7 to start the game. You could see that there were still the majority of the cards left over in this deck were actually wounds. So he was moving at a decently fast pace. Notice he got to here. He still had this much left in his deck, and that is a semblance of the fact that we had a deck that had 20 wounds in it to start. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, you can start making this more difficult again by limiting the number of wounds that end up in his deck, and it just kind of puts a little bit more pressure on you to be a little bit more efficient with your turns. So I don't know. I think I'd have to read up more in this scenario. It's definitely not the one I have the most experience with compared to the other 2 I play a lot, which is Volkare's Return and Solo Conquest. Is it normal to siege Volkare in the first day, or at least more normal? Because usually you end up winning in the 3rd night a lot when you're playing this game. So for me to win like literally my first turn into the 3rd day, I think is a little strange. But just I think the way I was able to get the artifacts and utilize what was given to me here, I think it was pretty strong. And having a skill like Arythea skill that allows me to do wound management, it does change how you play. It changes how aggressive you can be. It changes how you really think about what's smart, what's a smart risk, and what's not. So I was really fortunate to get that right off the bat, and then getting motivation. Those 2 extra cards can be a really big boon to your abilities to really get some things done. So really scuffled in the end of that second day. We were really kind of struggling to try to figure out what the heck was going on, but started that 3rd day, got the spell, got the artifact, ran down, did a really big siege at the end, knocked out 5 of those 6 enemies, and really set ourselves up for a nice win. So any questions, comments, epiphanies, please put them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as usual. But other than that, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I'll be back this Mage Knight before too long, but probably you'll see some Spirit Island and maybe some Archon, maybe some Crusoe, maybe something else that I got up in my sleeve in the next few weeks. So till next Sunday, 9 o'clock, hope you all have a great week. Thanks for joining me as always, and happy gaming. Take care.